Hey team, Grant here. We have had a lot of questions and interest from the first video that we actually posted about the DJI Avata 360 and just using 360 drones. We actually have here today the Antigravity A1. This is the Insta360 version of this drone that they came out with. We're out here on a job that invested in one, which is kind of see the differences between the two. I want to give you kind of a quick overview. We have a lot of people, anytime new hardware comes out, always get folks that ask us questions of which one should we use, what's your first impressions, what's our take. I will say neither of these two teams sent us these products. This is all an unbiased review or my own opinion, so take that for what it's worth. But it has been really cool to see these two pieces of hardware come out, and so we're going to give you guys a few little thoughts and tidbits as you're thinking about investing in these on your own. So let's get into it. This is more of just like the comparison between these two. I think the first biggest thing that I noticed is how you fly them. That always is a big consideration. With the Avata 360, you actually can fly with a controller. This is the DJI RC2 controller. I really like that experience. It just feels normal. It feels like what you're used to. It feels like you're using another DJI product. I really like that experience. With the Antigravity, you can only use the goggles in the kind of motion controller. I'm not sure the name of the controller, but it's basically a handheld controller. It's a little different. It takes a little bit to get used to. It's very immersive. Obviously, if you're wearing FPV goggles and you're using a motion controller, it is a really different experience. But for the capture that we've seen and done out on jobs, I would put the Avata 360 in a little bit more familiar category, where you're able to just pick up the controller, use it, fly it, and see again what you're capturing on the controller itself. I do like the goggles. I will say the goggles feel a little bit more recreational in a way, more so than out on a job site. So that's maybe where I'd give point to DJI a little bit on the flight experience. The second thing I would say is just kind of overall build. The Avata 360 does have propeller guards. It feels very sturdy, rugged. It feels like it is out on a job site. I like how when it lands, it actually moves the camera so that it will be protected. The feet on the Antigravity is what kind of come out when it comes and lands. I would just say the overall build, obviously the Avata 360 is a little heavier, so that's something to consider, but the Antigravity just feels a little bit lighter, maybe a little bit more, I don't want to say fragile, because it is well built. It's a very great sized drone, but it feels a little bit different when you're out on a job site. Again, all of us know the conditions that are out here, what you're flying in, and I would just say that's maybe one of the biggest changes between the two is just the overall build feel. The Avata 360 baby will be a little bit more kind of rugged in that sense. The next thing I want to talk about is just output, right? So you're going to feel pretty normal between these two, or I guess the differences between them are going to be very little. The Insta360, obviously Insta360 is a 360 camera company, very high quality, very easy to use, very good editing tools. I really like that on the Insta360 side of it with the Antigravity. DJI also does have an editing tool that you can use to edit that. It's a little bit newer. If you're really like diving into the editing side of it, maybe point to the Insta team with a little bit easier to use tools, because obviously that's the space that they've been in for a really long time. So I'd maybe give a point to this one on just editing of post video once you get done with it. And then lastly is just overall impressions. I think that if you are in the market for one of these, you obviously know what they can do. They're 360 drones. They're a much different capture experience and a different editing experience. I will say I am just really excited that both of these are in the market. They're in people's hands that they can use. Honestly, it's going to come down to personal preference. Things that you may prefer. If you like the goggle experience, that's obviously where I would go maybe this route. If you're like, hey, I just want to pick something up, plug and play from what I'm used to, I would maybe encourage you to go down the Avata 360 route. It is really important that both of these data that come from these drones can come into DroneDeploy. That's obviously one of the questions that we get asked is what can you do with this and bring it into the DroneDeploy instance? And I would just say that, yeah, both of these obviously can take data and bring them into DroneDeploy either as a walk, or you can bring a video, just like what you would expect from any other kind of capture method. So very excited to see these, very thankful for the team out here to be able to kind of see the differences between the two. Again, you'll see in some of these other clips that we have of just size, comparison, flight experience, all those kind of things that, again, as you're making your decision if this is a good part of your fleet to consider. But thanks for tuning in. I'm very curious to hear in the comments and your guys' thoughts on where these can be helpful for you, and excited to continue to test them, see different outputs that can come from our platform as far as walks, as far as floor maps, as far as ceiling maps, all the things that our folks on the DroneDeploy side are seeing value in on a 360 camera on the ground to really just elevate that in the air with these 360 drones. So very excited to see these out. It's very cool to see them in person, and I hope you guys get a chance to come and see these and take a look for yourself. So thanks for tuning in.